Make sure, man. Make sure you see it. Let me know if we're in the view. Make sure let me know we're in the view. Mm-hmm. Cameraman. Excuse me. I can always come in. Yeah, they all there. All right. Now we all should be in there. Yep.
All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for coming out to Date Affirm the Real. This is the third forum. And as you all see, we are still working through kinks. This is actually our first event that we're doing by ourselves. We had a lot of technical help at our other location. Our friend and brother Jeff, he is the technological king. And so we literally bought our own equipment. We've been training ourselves on how to learn the equipment. So just bear with us. We're still learning, and we appreciate you all's patience and understanding. I want to first give a huge shout out to our panelists, those who have agreed to come and share. And they're going to be honest, they're going to be transparent, they're going to be authentic to who they are as women. They all have different backgrounds, and I'm going to let them all introduce themselves. But before we go there, we have some new faces. Some of you all have attended the other forums, and some of you all, this is your first time attending. So big thanks to those who have come out to support over and over, and huge thanks to those coming out for the first time. I want to additionally give a huge shout out to Miss Cassandra, because if you go back over here, she did all the baked goods. She did the pretzels back there. Yes. And somebody, I won't say their name, said, "This tastes homemade." It is. I know people. I know people. So Marcus and I want to just welcome everybody. We want you all to feel comfortable with asking questions. We want you to feel comfortable speaking your truth, but we also want to be respectful and not talk over other people. If you have a different opinion, that's the name of the game. Everybody doesn't think the same, right? So that's okay. So Marcus and I have been together now for about 7 months, and it's a pretty great relationship. I think I'm gonna keep him. I think I'm gonna keep him around. So as we were talking, over the time, as our relationship blossomed, we decided we always talk about relationship stuff, and then my friends would call me and say relationship. We'd have relationship conversations, and I said, you know what? We should have these open conversations, because we really ultimately the goal is for us to all have healthy, loving relationships. And I think we don't talk about this enough in the Black community, about us having healthy, loving relationships positively. We typically hear people talk about the negative things about relationships, but we're going to talk about and highlight the positive things. All right? So with that being said, we're going to start introductions, and Tamara is going to start us off. Okay.
Hmm? I'm thinking we're looking. I'm thinking iPad there, but we're going ahead. Got some water. I need to get some water. Oh yeah, it's right there. Okay. Hi, my name is Tamara Batson. I am a fashion and lifestyle content creator for the woman over 40. I've been doing that for a couple of years. My background is based in social services. I did that for over 25 years. At 40 something clicked. I said, "No. Hear too many women saying negative things about themselves, that they were feeling a little down, they were feeling like their best years were behind them, and I was like, I can't do that. I won't do that. I'm going to be a cheerleader for that woman." And so I started a blog, and then I started content creating. That rolled into working with small businesses, helping them create content. And then I've always been a person that has been a cheerleader, an uplifter. And so people have come to me and asked for advice, and I've always been transparent. I give it to my girlfriend straight. I give it to other people straight, no chaser. And I expect that back. And so I started doing videos about that. And so Kia and I met. We have like minds, like spirits. We're always about trying to help people and uplift and build and grow and learn. So that's how I came to this particular group, which I love. It's all about positivity. There's a lot of dating groups on Facebook, a lot of bullshit. I'm sorry, BS out there that's passing around. And so I love. Okay, I can cuss. Okay, all right. There's a lot of misconceptions about things, and I think women, we really need to be more honest with one another. It's so important, so transparent, and because of the great mindset that Kia has, and she spills that over, it's just contagious. And so I want to be a part of that. So that's why I'm sitting here today.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I loud enough? My name is Twyla B. Good, and I am a certified clinical sexuality coach. And I'm the owner of A Taste of Sex, Intimacy, and Erotic Coaching. And so the services I provide are for singles and couples and on how to have invest in a healthy sex life. And what does that look like? That involves communication, intimacy, your diet. That involves, I talk on fellatio, I talk on kink, BDSM, and I also have sex education classes, and those are for couples as well as singles. And I also go into your home and design your room so that it is inviting for sex, because a lot of times it's not, and that plays over into having a healthy sex life. I am 45, and at the age of 40, I woke up and said, I give zero F's. I'm going to do what I want to do. And so my message is to, especially for women of color, to embrace and own what it is that you enjoy sexually and to be able to express yourself to your partner. And so that's my purpose. And I'm here because Kia invited me, and I started out doing erotic poetry, and I met her through the poetry community. So that is why I am here. So thank you, Kia.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Butler, and I am originally from San Francisco, California. I relocated here about 11 years ago with my husband of almost 37 years now. We met in high school and have actually been together 39 years. And we both hail from a career in law enforcement in the Bay Area. And I am still currently working now as a civilian in a local law enforcement agency. And I met Kia through my husband and Kia's books and Kia's The Cigar Life and everything. And so Kia has been in all up in our lives lately. And so, so for some reason, she wanted me to come out and talk about marriage. So that is why I am here, and I am glad to be here, and I'm waiting to be very transparent.
You lost a picture. All right. So, I guess while she's doing that, let's go and get everything going. I have to be on camera. I have a big body. You know, I'm just saying. Full figured men will come back one day. That's no coming. All right. So I'm just gonna pick on one of these questions at random. So I'm actually gonna go with this one right here, and this is for all of you ladies. What is the appeal of a bad boy? For example, a disrespectful guy, a rough, a bad boy. The guy, the person with the sagging pants, the unmotivated guy. In times we also saw as nice guys, you often see like why them and not us. Can you anybody give me an answer or possibly a reason for that? Let's start with any volunteers. You smiling? She's smiling. You smiling too much.
Oh man, the appeal of the bad boy. Okay, so many moons ago, when I was 19, 18, off to college in North Carolina, I don't know, I was drawn to that image with the earrings, the tattoos. I was into my Tupac, and that's what I wanted, and that's what I dated. It was complete opposite of me. And I think that was the general attraction there. It was something that my mother would never allow me to date, and I was rebellious at the time. I wasn't, back in Texas. I was in school in North Carolina, so I felt I could do whatever I wanted to and kind of go against the grain and be drawn to that. Um, I ended up marrying the guy. He wasn't the bad boy that I thought he truly was because he was, kind of portraying the whole image or whatever. But I think women, we gravitate towards something that is complete opposite of us. And depending on our mindset at the time. That's what was on various images back in the 90s. It was the saggy pants. It was the whole, the Sean John look with the tattoos. It was the earrings. That's, man, say. And as far as like, a nice guy, I don't want that. No, no. And, it was always that, I guess that characterization of the sex is gonna be so good because you with this bad boy. Okay, so yeah, that was part of it. That was great, but but I think that's what it is. Uh huh. Hmm.
Is that based off of, you said the images? Was it based off rap? Was it based off the movies and the TV? Is that what kind of made you feel like?
It was based off of the music at the time. It was based off of how men at the time were portrayed, and so that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. So yeah, I think that's the reason why.
Good answer. Anybody else? Everybody kind of agree with that one? All right. Say what? Oh, just so we. Oh, okay. So I had a hand raised. Come here a second. Come on. No problem. We all family. If I'm on camera, everybody can be on camera, and I hate cameras.
Well, I was just going to add to hers. Um, Probably, I would say swag, where we think the corporate guy does not have that swag, but the bad boy kind of has a little bit of swag, and I think we want the swag as well.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Like I said, you just smile a little too much. Yeah, yeah. Hey, maybe roll my eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna actually direct this one towards you, Tam. So this is kind of funny. A few months ago there was something about women dating for like free meals. So I'm gonna ask you, do women actually date for free a free meal or opportunity just to when they go out with a guy? How can we really tell a man can really tell a woman's true intentions?
We absolutely go out for free meals. Yeah. I've been guilty of it. I'm like, I don't have anything else to do. I don't really dig the dude, but he's offering a dinner. It's a nice place. Let's go. Honest. I think many women have done that. I think a man. Oh yeah, I think a man can tell by conversation. Ask them questions instead of just seeing that she's attractive out there. Hey, you want to go to dinner? No, test her. Hey, you want to meet at Starbucks? Hey, let's go for happy hour. Test what her temperament is. Men want to lead with money, which I think is wrong. And I know a lot of women are gonna maybe have pushback. It's like that. So someone will say, I only do 5-star, or I only go certain places for first dates. I think that's a huge error that we're making if you truly want quality people. So, men, take it slow. See what she's about. Don't be dropping that damn 250 the first date. That's crazy to me.
I look at my account. That 250 hurt. You ain't lying. You seen the price? You seen the price of chicken? Man. All right. So this is a good one. And since Tam, you right here, you yeah. I'm gonna direct this toward you again. Do women feel that being involved in a sexual relationship with someone they know is not their lifetime partner causing a delay in connecting with Mr. Right?
Like blocking your blessing type thing?
Yes.
Once again, I can't speak for all women, but I can say that we absolutely have. I have been guilty of blocking my blessing, spending too much time with a man who maybe it was like sexually gratifying. I was like, damn, I don't want to miss this. I'm like, he's not really my man, you know what I'm saying? But I stayed a little too late in that relationship because our chemistry. And I think sometimes we confuse chemistry with somebody that is going to be of quality and is going to be your person. So yes, I think we do block our blessings, and I'm continually to work on that. Even at 50 plus, I think that's something we always have to be working on. We have to work on our self-worth and know when people are about us. You know what I'm saying? It's easy just to get out there and just do anything, be with anybody, and it's comfortable and it's easy and he's all right, and he could be a good breadwinner and all that, but really at the core, will that last you and sustain you and keep you happy?
So, as a guy, and there's plenty of gentlemen in the room, how do you feel about it? Who I'm just going to curiosity, in this room of guys, who think they're a good man, a great catch? Raise your hand. All right. Now, hearing that, how would you feel about that? Has it even been a guy, so-called the blessing person, that I'm really the best thing for that person, but yet I got Mr. No Good over here taking all the time? How does that? Can anybody tell me how that makes you feel as being a good guy? What you mean? So my man says it got to be a blessing to yourself. So you want to elaborate on that a little bit? Come on up here a second. Yeah, I know.
Really? That's what we do. So what I mean by be a blessing to yourself, I was, my girlfriend is in the room. I was married for 25 years, and all not good, all not bad. Um, what I got now, I cherish it. Like we do everything together. So I had to start loving myself, versus trying to love somebody before I love myself. So so what I mean by being a blessing to yourself, like do you self indulge in yourself? I used to. Now I don't. I do not at all. I love waking up to this woman every morning. I love to go to sleep to this. I love to go to sleep every night with this woman. Whatever she chooses to do, I am with it. And whatever I choose to do, she with it. So yes, so she was a blessing to me. So I'm a blessing to her, and I love. Ooh. You come get this.
You can hurt yourself. Come back, bag. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Watch out for that cup. The mouth got. Yeah. Uh, okay, so Tam, what's her reply?
I'm curious to know, do you think timing had anything to do with that?
So that was been a yes. Okay. So baby, your turn.
My next question is directed specifically to Sabrina. I'm interested because you've been married for so long, been in a relationship for so long, and this is like, you're probably disconnected from the dating world, although you may hear about it. Yeah, yes. Although you might hear about it from different people, I know you're disconnected, but I still want to ask you this question. What do you feel like is coming on too strong? Like when a guy wants to date you or pursue you, what do you see is coming on too much? Like phone calls too much, like showing up at your house or your job or sending all these flowers. Like, what do you consider as coming on too much?
Okay, I did say I'm in law enforcement. That's stalking. Okay, no. So, believe it or not, being married as long as I have been, guys still come on to me, and they could care less about the bands that are on my finger. They could care less. So I truly think a man needs to be respectful. The one thing that I cannot stand is to see a man, damn, and all, I can't be respectful, because to me, that type of attitude is going to draw that type of person. But take it slow, just like we all have been saying. Start slow. Start with a Starbucks. Start with a happy hour. Don't come on too strong. Get to know each other. Communicate. They got all kind of couples playing cards now on Facebook. Play some games. Let's talk it out so that you can find out if you are equally yoked. Are you a vegetarian? Do I love meat? I mean, the most basic things, and you're moving so fast, and the flowers and slow your roll. That sounds simple. Slow it down. Communicate. Make a list of questions. Get to know each other before you start doing all that, and then act the way that you want to be treated.
Twyla, you want to piggyback on anything Sabrina said?
When it comes to communication, we have all of this technology, but yet I think a lot of us don't know how to actually communicate, which is crazy to me. We don't know how to interact anymore. So conversations are lost. So when it comes to, being too strong, like the damn or hey Slim, I'm not, no, what is that? Like, I'm not going to turn my head because hey Slim, whatever. But men can come across as being too strong. Going back to the dates, do take it slow. Starbucks is good. Happy hour is great. You don't have to have a first date and spend $200 and then get mad when she isn't gonna go home with you. Well, so that's a whole nother story, but okay. But yeah, too strong. Just be mindful of that, especially on Facebook, any type of social media, dating apps and so forth.
Thank you. You want to answer, Tam? Or okay. So, before we move on, I want to let you all know that these questions were submitted to us. We didn't make these questions up. So when we know that we have a forum coming up, we basically are asking people send in the questions. So because this is the female forum this time, we asked for the men to submit questions in and out of the group. So we got men in the group that ask questions. We got men out of the group that ask questions. So me and Marcus didn't just sit at home and write these questions. So y'all know. We thought of some though. All right, so this question is, when women say no or they don't require or need certain things, is this a trick or setup? And I'll give you an example. Valentine's Day just passed, right? And when I say I don't really care about Valentine's Day, I really mean it. I don't care. It's another day as far as I'm concerned. But some women say that and they really do care. And so the men are like, we're confused. You say you don't care, and then I don't do anything. And then, like, what does that mean? And so I'm going to start with you, Sabrina.
Say what you mean and mean what you say. They got a whole lot of qualities, men, but mind reading is not one of them.
Yeah, I would agree. Be honest. If you don't like a certain thing, let that man know. If you do like it, you need to let him know. Open up your mouth and speak. Are we on Facebook? Because I'm really, really gonna say something. So, My motto is if you can open up your mouth and go down on him and give him head, you should be able to open up your mouth and tell him what it is that is, on your mind. It's that simple. It's that simple. My motto is, and this is what I tell my clients, if you are able to open up your mouth and give him head, then you should be able to open up your mouth and tell him what it is that you like or dislike. It's not that hard. I mean, he can be hard, but it's the truth.
Damn, how I backed. I mean, I think, guys, just to be safe, get a little trinket of something. I'm just gonna say that because women do play games. We do play games like that. They're like, "Oh, he should know." How many guys have heard that? He should have known that I needed, even though they downplay that particular holiday or downplay something. In that particular scenario that Kia get, I think listening is so important. And I think sometimes it's the little things that really can touch some women. Now, there are some women that, there's all sorts of women out there. And I hate to really generalize women like that, but I truly believe a lot of women are sentimental. And if you're listening and you're talking to that woman, it may be just a smallest little thing that you hear, you put in the back of your head, and on those special occasions, you present it. You'd be so surprised how important that is. I mean, there was a guy one time I was dating, and he talked about this cat. He was at a really lonely stage in his life, and so he befriended a cat, a dude, a black guy. I was like, damn, that's kind of weird, but okay. So when it came around his birthday, I found a little cat that he described what the cat looked like, and I found a little statue. There was a little cat, and so I just gave that to him along with some other things. But he was almost in tears because I remembered the conversation. It wasn't about getting a big band. It wasn't about anything big. It was about me listening and getting that for him. So always remember that. I think that will help out in dating a lot. Remember the little things and talk.
Just going back to the little things, for me, it's the little things that make up to be big things. It's the attentiveness. So the guy that I'm seeing, I had just mentioned in conversation that, and I posted this because going back to healthy relationships, what does that truly look like? And so in conversation, I mentioned that I needed to give my boys some food to put in the air fryer. And so he was like, so you don't have a George Foreman? I was like, no, I used to when I was married. Fast forward, he gave me a George Foreman. I didn't ask for it. It wasn't like, oh, I need this or I want this from you. But it was the fact that he listened and he paid attention. And, it wasn't my Valentine's Day gift because to me, that should be 365, not just one day. It's a big commercial thing. He sure did. He had it shipped, yes. Yeah. But it's the attentiveness. So yeah.
We got to give the mic back to Sarah. I got to add my 2 cents on that since we went there. So I'm working on this. This is one thing that yes, 37, 39 years into it, this is something I'm working on because I miss it. But my husband never misses it. We were having some work done. It just hit me. We were having some work done in the backyard, and the guy that was parking his truck, I couldn't do something the way I had to park. And so I was, oh gosh, I got to do this. And I just casually mentioned it in the house. Lo and behold, before I got ready to leave the next day, my husband had already gone outside, taking care of the situation. I was like, oh, wow. The smallest, you're not thinking that you're asking for anything. And so knowing your partner and just listening and just doing, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I was like, oh, dang, I can get around. I couldn't back in. Now I can back in just fine. Something that simple. So. Yeah, that's
So before we move on, throughout this, I'll be, doing shout outs and thank yous and stuff. But right now, I want to give a huge shout out to Rodney. Rodney did our shirts for us today. Boom. Oh, and Corey. Well, the Fraser Haynes did our shirts, okay? We appreciate it. We thank you all so much for thinking about us and supporting our vision. That's big for us. I'm big on people supporting us, and I'm big on supporting other people. So, one of my really good girlfriends told me the other day, she said, Kia, you are now reaping the benefit of all of the support and love that you poured into people for years. I received that and I believe that. And so I feel like I'm surrounding myself around people who pour into me as much as I've poured into people. So we really appreciate you all for supporting us like that.
So this is another question. This is for all you ladies, and as a guy, I kind of can relate to this question. What is the difference between intimacy, making love, and sex? Do you think all should be discussed with these for your potential husband or potential mate, or do you think they should automatically know this and know how this goes? Who wants to answer that one? Because I'm looking at your face, Tam. I'm gonna ask you for a second.
I, I told y'all I'm working on some things. So, intimacy, love, and sex. Is that what you said? Okay. So, intimacy doesn't necessarily mean intercourse. Intimacy could be hugging, rubbing each other. I follow you on Twitter, girl. I mean, Instagram. Anyway, I follow you on Instagram, girl. So yeah, Twyla be good, y'all. Instagram. Okay. Anyway, yes. Anyway, um, so my husband loves to be touched. That's one of his love languages. It's not my love language, but it's something that I have to learn even now. Still working on it because it's not a conscious thought for me. And so that could be intimacy, sitting in front of Netflix, laying in his arms, watching a TV while he drinks a Yingling or something. That could be intimacy. To me, when you say just having sex, I think of a quickie or someone that you're not emotionally connected to. And then making love, that was the other one, right? To me, is you are really intertwined. It's not about the actual intercourse act, even though that's occurring. It's the caressing, it's the kissing, it's the becoming one. The two of you are becoming one. You're wrapped into each other. And although you reach that ultimate ending, it's still all of that other stuff that came along with it. Go ahead, Twilight.
That was good. And thank you for being a follower and a supporter. Yeah. So intimacy, it is a difference. You don't have to have the physical penetration to be intimate with your partner. It could be the physical aspect of touch, listening, just being in that person's presence, being quality time with them. All of that are forms of intimacy. And so I speak on that all of this month. I talk about, what is intimacy? What are the four types? And then you do have some people that avoid intimacy, and that's simply called intimacy avoidance. And for the longest, that's what I dealt with in my marriage, not having that connection with him. I didn't really know how. But you have all of these different ways to connect to your partner. Now, when it comes to sex, that's just the physical part of it. Is a man has a penis, a woman has a vagina, it's the in and out. That's really it. But when it comes to truly having a healthy sex life, if you want to call that making love, that's that connection. You know, that is the rhythm of the bodies. That is that spiritual connection that we have as we are, having hot, passionate, sex. That's the breathing. He's in tune to my breathing. That's the rhythm. You know, um, we move in different directions. Those are the moans of the sounds. You know what I'm saying? So all of that is sex, making love rather. Uh huh. So me being a sexologist, that is what I coach people on, is how to have that connection, not only with their partner, but with themselves. Do you truly understand your own body? Do you take the time for self pleasure? I'm an advocate for masturbation because you are the student and the educator. So you knowing your body gives you the opportunity to tell your partner where to touch you, how to touch you. Don't breathe in my ear. I don't like that. All of those little things. So do you have a question? Oh,
When it comes to self pleasure, because it's like if you can pleasure yourself to the point, where you know exactly where your spots are and you get to where you need to be, to me, it kind of makes it harder for to want it from somebody else. You know what I mean? Like how do you get to that point where you aren't so into pleasuring yourself that you like nobody else can pleasure you like that because you have done it yourself. You know, yeah, you've gotten yourself off and you know your exact spots. And it's like to me, I worry about will that mess up? Will I be so pleasured by myself that I won't want or need a man to do it for me? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
that is a great question, and a lot of people don't want to. They think about that. Oh, maybe I'm going to pleasure myself too much to where I am desensitizing my clitoris because I'm playing with my toy all the time. No, 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 no. A man that there's a penis attached to this person that you will enjoy. Okay, because sex is going to start here. It's the conversation, it's the sexting throughout the day, it's the sense of humor. All of that builds up to when we get to that moment. I can please myself all day long, but it is nothing like the person that I'm with that is going to, caress on my areolas. I can't do that. I mean, I can pinch him, but at the same time, coming from him. So, like I said, sex starts here. So if you overthink it, then it's going to interfere when you get to the physical part with that person. So just don't overthink it in here and just know that you're able to now teach that person what it is that you like. Because you have multiple sex partners before you got into the relationship, and we aren't the same. What you did to that woman you can't do that to me. I may not like that. So don't come in here with this playbook thinking I'm going to like it because I'm going to have to tell you no. And the same, for women, they need to be able to tell that to the guy, and the guy tells that to the woman, or same sex, whatever you're in.
Anything, Sam?
Dang, I mean, I think they. Oh, we got a question in the back.
Uh-oh. You- We can wait a couple seconds. I'm just.
My question is for you. So, is masturbation nothing but foreplay?
It can be. You and your partner can have what's called mutual
Hold on a
masturbation.
second. That was the question? That was it? Yeah. Is masturbation say it one more time? Is masturbation a form of foreplay?
Well, I will say this masturbation can be a form of foreplay in the sense if you're with your partner, it can be mutual masturbation. The two of you are laying there together and you're just touching each other. He's not touching you and you aren't touching him. You're there to watch and to learn. How does she move, her fingers on her clitoris? Is she going this direction, counterclockwise, clockwise? What is she doing? Look at his facial expressions. Does he tend to be more up on the head, the shaft, the balls? How is he stroking? What is he doing? Does he caress his nipples? Because nipples on men can be very sensitive. It's true. So does he do that? Pay attention. And that can be foreplay. But that can be a sense of foreplay. So we are stimulating each other, looking at each other, you know, then we can, after that act has been done, now penetration can take place. So yeah, I say why not? No, it's great.
Yeah. Quality time, intimacy, and work. Good lord. Good workout. Oh, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna hold my stomach in, act like I did something. All right. So we talked about intimacy and all this touching. So it's going to bring me to the next question. This is, once again for all you ladies. I'm gonna start with you, Tam, on this one. Do you know the five love languages and how important is it in your relationship? And I mean talking about this to knowing your mates and yourself, if you subscribe to that in that train form of thought.
I do believe in the love languages. What are they? Personal. Oh shoot. Touch. Words of affirmation. Gifts. Acts of service. What's the other one? Quality time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We said gifts. Okay. Yeah, okay. We got gifts. Yeah. Strongly believe in it, but I think some people get it twisted. They want to make other people's love languages their love language. That's a big misconception that's out there. Um, I think mine is a combination. I think oftentimes people say it's a combination. So mine is quality time and touch. So, and I do express that in my dating experiences. That's what it is. Now, whether they adhere to that, which I found some men don't give a darn. They were like, I can tell them all day what my love language is. They don't care. Some people are very selfish in this dating experience, and that's when it's time to cut ties and move on, and not try and convince somebody to try and adhere to what I want. But then I try to listen, and a lot of men won't even don't even think about it. They don't. They don't want to get into that. That just seems too deep for them. That's a vulnerability to them to talk about what their love language is. Once again, that's probably not the dude for me. But those are things, conversations you can have early on. I strongly suggest you vibe on that person as to how they take when you bring up the five love languages. Some are very intrigued about it. Some are dismissive of it, and some just think it's silly.
So I was doing my research on, of course, intimacy and love languages, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask him what is his love language," and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's your, what is the love language, or what is yours?" And so we went over what those are, and so his response was, I hadn't really thought of it, but he did proceed to tell me what his is, and he said his was touch. Okay, that's really not mine. But at the end of the day, we need to know that's building that connection with your partner. What do they enjoy? What do they like? How do they receive love? How do they accept it? How do they communicate love? I will say this, that I know you've been married 37 years. So I will say that the love languages can change over the course of the relationship. What you may have enjoyed when you first started in a relationship at a young age, that could have changed over the course of time. Now, how do I communicate that not only to myself, but to my partner? I used to enjoy flowers or acts of service when I was 25. I don't like that now. I want you to touch me, or, words of affirmation is what I now enjoy. But we can't just think that that person can automatically guess what that is now. What I see happens is women will say, "Oh, he doesn't give me flowers anymore." Well, flowers could have been what he used to do that you appreciated back in the day, but now you don't enjoy that. Well, have you told him what it is that you want him to do now? It could be something that's, I don't know. What's a good one?
Spending time.
Spending time, But how does he know that he's going by what he used to do? And now you over there mad because he got you flowers, and he don't. Now he's lost because he don't understand what he did wrong. So that was my point.
To steal what Twyla said a few minutes ago, don't bring me that same playbook. Just because it was her love language before, Mr. The one who stood up here and talked about his 25 years. And nothing against, but what I'm saying is I'm using him as an example now that he loved, oops, and didn't say what he was going to say. um, but it was cute. But the love language previously is not the same love language, and somebody may have more than one. It may be this and that, or it may be gifts, but I don't like flowers. So again, it's all about communication. Talking about changing after 37 years. In a recent conversation my husband and I just had, it was, the first 20 years we was all about the kids. You was here, I was there, you were on a night shift, I was on a day shift, you was here. It was just all over the place. And then love languages, understanding that didn't come till way further in the game. So again, it's all about constant communication. There is no relationship that can be successful without constant communication.
So communication the key. So she did. You know, and me personally, up until about a year or two ago, I ain't know what the hell love language is. Somebody asked me, "What's your love language?" Food. Yeah. You know. And commonly the answer will be, "Yeah, I agree," but that's not officially one of them. So not yet. So, but no, actually, um, guys, we have I know guys, we are actually starting to subscribe to that more and more, and knowing that it is needed in the theory behind it. At one time, it's like, man, some BS, but no, it's actually worth it. All right, so, ooh, I got a nice one, Sabrina, because you just talking so eloquently, you making everything seem so nice. So, how would you define gender roles, and do you believe that a woman and men have the same roles across the board, or does it vary depending on like, relationships?
What did I just say a minute ago? Communication. Now, if you want to go back to what the Bible says, we can talk about that. But understand that the man is the head of the household, the man is responsible for this, the man is responsible for that. The woman stays at home, does the kids, does the clothes, blah, 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 blah. However, what if my man wasn't good in math? And he may say, you know what, baby, you handle the checkbook. I don't want nothing to do with that. Again, it's about communication. So I think the roles, it's what you want the roles to be. It's not set up in stone. It's not a right or a wrong. Um, we share laundry duties. Don't everybody fall out. We share laundry duties. He'll be washing and drying. He can't stand to fold. I like stuff folded a certain way. Sometimes when he does fold, it's like I ain't gonna even unfold them. Put them in the cabinet and let it be done because he did it, you know. But he took the time to do it. So I like my underwear folded a certain way, but he did it. So it's all about what you want. Nowadays, it's 2022. There's rarely too many one parent households. The man is going out to work, the woman is staying at home. Sometimes that's flip flopped. But most often we both out there. You're taking turns who's picking up the kids, who's going to basketball lesson, who's going to dance lessons, who's doing this, who's doing that. It starts with communication, and that also should be something premarital, pre long term relationship. We need to understand it. Heck, what religion are we going to follow? Are we going to follow any religion? How are we going to raise our kids? All of that, again, communication. And it goes continuously from till death do you part. Literally, you need to be talking. You need to be talking. If partner A is doing the finances, partner B shouldn't be just withdrawing money constantly and not saying, oh, I took this money out. Well, babe, I had a $400 electricity bill. Now what's going to happen? So again, it's constant communication. It never stops.
I would totally agree. And also, when it comes to communication, the tone of voice that you're using, how do you communicate? What does your body language look like as you're talking to your partner? How are they receiving what it is that you're saying? And the timing of the communication. You on top of me, and I'm sitting up here talking about, oh, I got to pay this light bill or whatever. What? Like, no. So, just be mindful of, all of that. But like you said, but communication from beginning to the end. And that's something that I continue to learn in this relationship right now that I didn't know how to communicate when I was married. So hence, I'm divorced.
I believe gender roles can be, it sounds pretty easy, but I'm seeing more and more women adapting the thought of proposing, getting down on a knee. I've got to work that out in my head about gender roles with that one. Um, I sometimes struggle with gender roles because I've been single for a while. I was married, but I've been single for over 20 years. So I've gone through a lot of experiences and people. And so I find like we went to the grocery store together. We were dating and I went to grab the bags and put them in the car. That's what I've been doing. But he's like, no, you go sit in the car I got it. And I know I can't be alone in having these roles that I have to play, the more hard, the more masculine roles. And it's hard for me to relinquish. And it's hard sometimes to be a little softer. And I think we have to grow into this. I'm strongly an advocate of femininity. But I want men to understand where we're coming from. When we have been year in, year out, having to handle things on our own, having to do the groceries, having to do the windows, have to talk about the lawn, doing the lawn ourselves. For that man, it is such a relief when you can trust that man to do that. But give us a little grace. Give us a little grace.
Hold on, sweetheart, I hear you. All right, all right, everybody, I got a question from the audience, a comment from the audience.
And it's a comment because I this is I'm an avid reader, researcher. I'm always looking into things, researching things. And one thing that I heard this Christian pastor say, because when you grow up Christian, we tend to have these ideals that we learned, like biblical. Like the Bible says that the man is supposed to be the provider, the woman's supposed to do this. But this pastor said, if you as a woman are helping the man with his biblical responsibilities, meaning going out, making the money, taking care of the household. Now we're working, we're going out, we're making money, we're helping taking care of the household. He should be willing to do the same and helping you with your biblical duties. So there's nothing wrong with the man helping you with household chores and taking care of the kids because you're helping him in his biblical responsibilities. So he should do the same.
Okay, okay. So, so stop. Hold before. Hold up. We ain't going there. So, I'm gonna repeat this because I got the mic in my hand. But we're not gonna answer the question now. So, and she said, "Do you think a woman should propose to a man?" Do not answer. Is it okay? Suppose, may, all right. Don't answer none of that. So what I'm gonna do, because we're growing this platform, we're at the infant stage, and the only things we envision that we're gonna do podcasts or little videos, and you will be one, a guest, and we can address that one as a topic, because that one right there will take a 30 minutes easy. All right. So Twilight, and actually Tam, this one I'm gonna direct toward you. This was a good one. Do you believe in soul ties? If so, does your past relationships affect your current or future relationships? So it kind of threw me because I was like, what in the world is soul ties? But if y'all don't know what soul ties, I'm pretty sure they'll explain it to you.
Do past relationships affect current relationships? Absolutely. And how you dealt with them is even more important. If you come from somebody who does not give you words of affirmation, and then you have a guy that's like very, very vocal about his affection towards you, it can feel awkward. You're like, what? And then for him, he's like, what's wrong with her? Because we don't know what his background is. So we really have, this is where internal work comes into play. I'm constantly trying to work on my flaws. I have conversations with myself daily. It's like, Tamara, you should not have said that to that person. So we really have to deal internally. I hear so many conversations from women about what he did. He did this. He's a narcissist. He's this. Who stays with a narcissist for 20 years? What does that say about you? You know what I'm saying? We really got to think about these things. Are you spent 20 years with a person who gave you no value? We gotta work on our self-esteem. So of course a person's past, our past, those are all factors. We have to work on them. We're a constant journey. Again, communication comes into play. You need to tell people that you have just chosen to be your person. Tell them about that. Not everybody is worthy of your background. Now that's another thing. I think sometimes women tell men too early about stuff. It's like they're not worthy of knowing that about you. I don't think, until you decide that it's going deeper. But you got to deal with these things, and you got to be honest and self-reflection. So yes, it does make a difference. Soul ties, I'm not so sure about. I think you should be soul mates, But I don't know.
I would say that previous relationships do impact current relationships. If you were in some type of abusive relationship, verbal or domestic, that's going to carry over into the current relationship because it can be certain triggers and that can affect the current relationship that you are in. But keeping the lines of communication open and honest, the right time to tell them about certain things as the relationship progresses. Soul ties, I'm a firm believer in that. Why? Because if you think of an electrical outlet, that is how we are designed. Uh-huh. So soul ties is basically where you have intercourse with someone and whoever they had intercourse with previously, you accept that energy. And so if you think of the outlet on a plug outlet, an electrical outlet, the two holes, that's the vagina. The plug is the penis. So whatever that electrical current is that he had from previous relationships, if it was toxic, whatever it is, you know, we're feeding that. We are getting that. We're the receiver. So we're taking that in. And even if we've had some past trauma, whatever that is, those fluids, that energy is going back and forth. And so, just going back over my own dating experiences, I was dating a guy that I should not have been dating because I wasn't in the right mindset myself. What happened was the relationship was trash. Sex was good, but it was trash. The whole relationship was just trash. But I say that because I needed time to heal and process things. I shouldn't even been with him, but that's what I attracted. So that was my soul tie during that relationship or what have you. But I had to wake up and realize that, and that's what I did. If I could burn some sage down there to get rid of all that toxic, then yes. But soul ties, I'm a firm believer in that. And so, making sure that you're in a healed space, then if I'm in a healed space right now, so the person that I'm with is healthy for me because I'm healthy now. Hmm.
So my next question, this is probably gonna be our last question because time is kind of winding down on us. I know it. Apologies, but sometimes the conversation good, it keeps going and going. So it's the last question for the evening. Have you had a good man before and made some mistakes, which show that you maybe lost out on a good, possibly good man, or your your potential best partner in life? When you looking for that bad boy. Uh huh.
Yeah, I do. I've done quite a bit of Facebook lives and talking about relationships and me being in my singlehood. Um, and I have said, yeah, I messed up in some situations, many situations. Good men. I've had a great experience of having good men. I think that helps me with being transparent about things. I'm not a man basher, and I'm very much supportive of good men because I've experienced it. I've experienced those men that will ask, "Hey, you starting that business? Where's your card at? Put it in this bowl." Like, who thinks about that? I mean, there's a men like that, or a man when you come out of the shower and he's put the towel in the washer and then he wraps you in that because he doesn't want you to be cold when you come out of the shower. I mean, I'm talking about men that are very considerate. I messed it up. I wasn't in the right place at the right time. That's why I asked you about timing. See, I had to go through some of those things in order to be right here and to be in the space that I want and to know what my future husband will look like. So I absolutely have blown it on some good men. I'm regretful of that, but they have helped me to be a better person, a better woman, and hopefully a better mate.
Oh, I know I have because yeah, I can say that I have. I met my husband at the time when I was 18. So from 18 to 35, I was with one guy. So I grew up with him, and after that, the divorce and everything, I had to discover who I was at 35 with two kids. Who am I? Who am I truly? What is my identity now? And so then I started dating, didn't really know what that truly looked like because I had never really dated. But I will say that I probably, just thinking back, dismissed really nice guys who were going to be good for me, but I wasn't in the space to accept them. I had to go through my whole phase. I wasn't trying to be tied down with this good guy over here. So, wait, it was protective sex, whole phase.
Like, I'm gonna pause there because we need to hold right there. Have some appreciation because we're not doing fake and phony. She was being honest and transparent. So if somebody's being honest and transparent, let's acknowledge that.
It was
Big
protective
hugs,
sex.
Tyler.
Thank you. No, I did. It was once again message protective sex. Whole phase. But I had to get that out of my system because I had never, you know, done that before. I was with the one guy. But I will say that yeah, going through that transition, my whole phase, yeah, I probably dismissed plenty nice guys because yeah, I was out here, So, but I'm not like that anymore. No, 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 no. Message, no.
I was a baby. I told y'all how long we've been married. No, not I. No, we met in high school on a football field. So not me. No, no answer.
So that was our last question for today. I'm really appreciative of everybody who came, participated. Sorry for technical difficulties. Like I said, so we're at the baby stage, the infant stage. We're crawling, then we're going to walk. And when we run, you better hold on. Um, right now, everybody here is a bunch of support network that we appreciate a lot. Everything everything we do, y'all support, and I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the sentimental type, so I don't get too sentimental. Except for you, baby. All right. So at the end of the day, I learned a lot from you ladies. I'm sure all the guys here learned a lot. So for everybody, clap for them. Clap for them. As we start wrapping this up, I'm about to pass the mic to Kia, but Sabrina, Twyla, I call you TBG. I don't know if she told you that. And Tam, on our next stage, I want to bring y'all back, maybe for another forum, part two, but also little individual sessions. That's going to be some of the next things we're going, because I really enjoy y'all. I really enjoy your experiences and everything you say. And I hold them to heart. So I'm gonna pass this on before I start stuttering. Here you go.
Again, we thank y'all. What we want to do is for anybody that's in the room that's single, give them a raffle ticket. So if you're single, raise your hand. If you're single. And when I say single, that means you ain't got a boo. That means you ain't got a wife or a husband. Because I'm going to have to clarify for y'all. Huh? Okay. We got a guy that's single. Okay, good. All right. So everybody that's single has a raffle ticket, right? Did we miss anybody? Why you ain't raise your hand? Oh, okay. I was going to put you on Front Street. Okay. So what Marcus and I want to do is we want to raffle off a date for a single person in the room. Now, here's the catch. Here's the catch. Y'all got to stay with us. Y'all have to be a part of the DAR family, which is Date Affirm the Real. You have to be a part of the family because we are going to have a speed dating event. And after the speed dating event, one of the people who have a raffle, so that means you got to hold on to your ticket. That means you can't be like, I don't know what my ticket is. Take a picture of your ticket, whatever. Have your ticket because we will be paying for somebody's date who wins. Okay? Because we want to promote. Okay, and Twyla is she's gonna provide the condoms. Okay? So I'm not saying you might need them on the first date, but in case you got protection.
No judgment.
No judgment. It ain't none of our business. The other thing I want to tell y'all is make sure that you are being active and participating in the Facebook group. Share with other people. Invite other people in the group. We literally got a bunch of stuff we want to do. If y'all couldn't tell, we really invested in this. Even with we don't know what we doing with all the technology, we figuring it out. Y'all figuring it out with us. But what I will say is we got a room full of people that were willing to figure it out with us. And we cannot say thank you enough. Y'all were patient. Y'all wasn't complaining. Y'all sat here and was like, they don't know what the hell they doing, but we going to be here with them. That's good. On a Sunday. Somebody got the word this morning because y'all was so nice. But no, we really do appreciate it, especially to our panelists today. When I reached out to these ladies, they were like, yes. And so we had a part 2 when we had the all-male panel. We're going to have a part 2 for the ladies, if you all are agreeable, because we didn't get through all the questions. We never do. Now, lastly, we changed the location from a cigar lounge because me and my boo smoke cigars. It's what we do. It's how we met. And we realized that not everybody smokes, and because it was an all-women panel, we did not want to have it to where the women had to come out and be subjected to the smoke. But when we leave here, we going to smoke. And if you want to join us at a stoop, that's where we going. So come smoke with us if you want to. We still got liquor and snacks left. We going right around the corner. So if you want to come join us, please come do. You got closing remarks, babe?
Only thing I got to say is, say again. He's from a former panelist. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. But I'll talk about you later. Also, I'm not gonna forget Cassandra with the cookies.
Yes. All the baked goods.
Yeah,
Let's give her a round of applause, y'all. Yes. She knows our love language, baby. She knows what we like.
So, only thing last thing we're gonna do, if any ladies want to plug anything about themselves or their Instagram, website, anything like that, that's how we're gonna close it out. And everybody else, have a good day.
Please give your plugs.
You can find me at TB Style Works, and I provide social media content for small businesses. So if you have a small business, you know of a small business, they don't know about social media, they don't know about Twitter, they don't know about TikTok, they don't know about that. So I do a lot of collaborations. I'll do the work. I will coach you, that sort of thing. It's TB Style Works on all platforms. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I think that's. Am I missing one? Oh, I've styled. If you've looked at Kia's, a lot of her promotional work, you'll see her work there. And so I do behind the scenes. I put things together, like the photographer, the venue, the style. I help with posing. A lot of people want to do photo shoots. They're scared, like, I can't move in front of the camera. I help you get comfortable, get that right shot. Having pictures is so powerful. You don't have to be in a small business to do that. Yeah, TB Style Works on all platforms.
You can follow me on all social media at Twyla B Good. On Instagram, it's twylab.goode. I have daily sex tips. I have my sex classes on there as well. And you can go to my website and subscribe to my blog. It's twylabgood.com. Once again, my business is A Taste of Sex, erotic and intimacy coaching services. I just had an amazing class at my favorite spot called the Kinky Red Room in Dallas. And so the class was about how to ride dick. So that was fun. So please support. And I also have customized bibs that say give good head, because head should be good and wet and messy. So please support. Thank you.
Pull it out. Get it. No,
Oh, I forgot. I have lingerie that's sold on Walmart.com, Be Good, and more.
When Kia invited me, I said, I'm scared to sit next to Twyla. Oh, Lord. Woo! I have no plugs, but glad to be here for the opportunity, Kia and Marcus, and I look forward to the next time, and I'll see you guys then.
Our last announcement is y'all like these shirts? Y'all know this is a great way to support Date Affirm the Real. So my brother Rodney just told me if anybody wants a shirt to see him or Corey, and y'all will discuss that. Corey or Rodney, yes. Y'all see them. Yes.
You're supposed to be doing the work while I'm doing, enjoying myself. And it's always, dear, can you come in here and show me how to do this? So I end up doing all the work.
Hold on.
He just volunteered you to do more work. All right, and the last thing is we want to gift Twyla with this gift. So when Rodney did the shirt and Corey did the shirt initially, I think this was like the test shirt, right? And so we like to eat, so clearly we can't fit this shirt. Okay? We enjoy eating, so there is no way my arm or his arm is even fitting in this shirt. Okay? So this shirt goes to Twyla. Okay? We just gonna keep it real. We not finna be playing, trying to get no little small shirt. Yes. All right, what time is it? All right, because we got a few minutes left. So here's what I want to do. I want to have a few people from the audience come up and just share with us, not the scary people, because there's some people in here that want to get up here bad. Yeah, I see it in your face. You want to get up here bad and be like, this is what I thought about it. Come up here, specifically the men. Okay, if the men want to come up here, because this was the all women's forum, so this was really kind of directed towards the men. So come up and share what you thought, what the experience was, and what you would like to see in the future.
Yeah, look at her. Listen, what I want to say is you three ladies, you did a wonderful job. And what I'm taking away from this is the key is communication. You must be willing to talk, and you should talk. It opens up the door. I can't know what you want if you don't tell me, and you can't know what I want if I don't tell you. So I want to congratulate you all for being here. I think you all did good. Men, I'm a little disappointed in us because we was awful quiet today. They didn't let us off like this. Huh? Only you, Keith, but you put your foot out there. But listen, you guys did a great job. I'm thoroughly impressed. Miss, how you say it, Twilla? Twyla? Yeah, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to say communication is what I heard from you all.
Anybody else from the audience want to say anything? Not just about the speakers, about the event. What do you want to see coming up? Even the women can come up.
Mike, so Mike, you come on up.
Mike, I know you got something.
So Mike was a male panelist. He joined us. He's very open. Come on, say what you want to say.
No, I think you guys did a great job. I really enjoyed what you had to say, and you enlightened me on a few things. I think what might be nice is to have a panel with men and women. That way, when you ask those questions, we can kind of bounce back off each other, and give a male perspective and give a female perspective about the same topic. And obviously being respectful with it, and that's something that I think we all can learn from that. So, but you guys did a great job. I really appreciate all the information you passed out.
Appreciate it, Mike. So we have a mixed forum. That's but it. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? This is us, guys. I'm really glad you came out. I'm glad you sent your questions in. So you know it's gonna be more. So I challenge you to put more males in the group. We are we no because I know we ego driven, which I found out. FYI, I found out I have an ego. I was pointing out, and I'm a chauvinist. Yes, I am a chauvinist. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. We work on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Yeah. So, but I want us to go ahead and bring more males into the group, more male voices, because we have our egos won't let us speak out in these platforms. You behind your phone. Say what you need to say, and come out. We have our voice. Like we in the barbershop, you don't be quiet. You quiet. You ain't quiet. Don't get quiet now. All right. Go ahead.
I think a lot of times guys don't participate because they think I'm gonna get jumped on. I mean, we women are so vocal and so aggressive sometimes. I'm like, dang. I mean, calm down, dudes are like. I mean, because I will literally put a post out and say specifically for men. Do you know women will jump on that post? I'm like, God dang it, ladies. Sit back sometimes and listen. So we really have to have women in this group that will listen to understand and give guys a safe place, even if we don't agree with it, if we think it's bullshit that they're saying, give them their moment. I'm saying women say bullshit too. I'm just saying, but a lot of times you're outnumbered, first of all, there's more of us. So give men the respect that they're due, even when we disagree. I think that's the only way we're going to get men involved.
Thank you, Tam. All right. So, do we have anybody else that wants to say anything before we completely close out? All right. So, does most of the people in here that would be willing to go to Astute know where Astute is? All right. So, we still have liquor, and we plan to drink the liquor and eat the snacks at Astute. And so, you're welcome to come over and join us. Otherwise, we'll see you all in the group posting and participating and inviting your friends.